Hello everyone. In this lecture we'll see one example of the function. Let's create a function, three functions. First function we'll create to find the total marks. Second, to find the average. The third is to find the grade. So let's create a total marks function and I'll pass three subjects marks. So here total I'll add M1 plus M2 plus M3. Now I'll create one more function to find the average. To find the average we need total marks. So again I cannot calculate, like this is not a best practice. So instead of that we'll use this total. Okay, 1 second. Average. So what I can do, I can use this total marks here. Total. Then how to use? We must return the value, this total, so that this total can be used in another function. And then let's calculate average. See this total divided by number of subjects, and because we will use this average in another function, so we must return this average. Right. Let's create one more function to find a grade. To find a grade we need average, which is already calculated, so we can pass that average to this function and use it. If this average is more than 80, we'll print A. Else if this average is more than 60, we'll print B grade, and else if this average is more than 40, I'll print C. Or if it's below 40, then I'll print fail. Anything, this, it can be any, you can use this grades. So the concept is how to return the value and how to utilize in another function. So three functions are there. First, find the total marks, then average, and this grade. Let's call this. So total marks, and I'll pass three subjects. But this function will return the total marks, so we must store it so that we can use it. So let's call a variable total. Now total marks, when we call this function return the total marks stored in total, and here you can see the total marks it will return. Now I'll call this average, because average need a total. So, and this will return the total average. So find the average, and total is already calculated here. I can pass this variable. This will return average, which is stored here. Then find the average, not find the grade, then find the grade, and to find the grade we have to pass average. Let's print here total marks. We'll use placeholder this time to print average dot, you can see here format. So total marks, one placeholder, average placeholder, and here we can give the value dot format. The first will be total marks, which is in this variable total, and here we have to fill with average, which is in avg variable, so this variable. Now let's run this. So you can see total marks, average, and this is the grade. these functions, this function calculate total marks and return so that we can use that total in another function. And similarly, this function calculate average and we will return this so that we can use in another function. This function doesn't return anything. So you can see here there is no return type. Simple. One more important point, when a function doesn't return anything, it returns none. So to understand this, let's create one example here. I'll add two numbers, a and b, and in C, a plus b, I'll print C. But if I try to store that value here and then print this C, so this will be a none. Here you can see, because a function, this function doesn't return anything. If it doesn't return, it will return none. But if it returns something, let's return here C. So here you will see the output 15. So always remember, a function always return either this whatever you specify here or none, because we have to use that in another function. Like here in this example, we are using whatever function returns in another function. So we can break the problem into small functions, and it will be very easy to solve the problem with the help of functions. Usually functions should not do more than one task.